Alright, it should be going on. So, hey everybody, Rebellion here, and welcome to the long-awaited, just me, long-awaited but not really much of an extravaganza home thing. We moved recently. I moved in with Dark into a new place to cut some costs as well again, and I promised I'd show you guys what it looks like. And if I remember, my parents are probably going to be seeing this too, so away we go. Nothing really too fancy, just shoes, house, TV. We don't have a big place like we did last time. Like, it's not a home, but we technically still have a backyard, so we have one of those things. And you can even see the pool from over here. Aside from that, it's just a lot of miscellaneous things that we got from the move. That's where Dark sleeps. That's the bathroom over there, actually. That's the kitchen. It's a very, very small kitchen. Just meh. That's it. Here's where we're going to be playing a lot of stuff. The PS4 and the Switch are right here because they are Dark, so I'd have to take them to my room when I actually want to do anything with it. That is where Dark sets up his PC. He's got a little Reinhardt up there too. Strong Reinhardt. That's the router right there. And right over here is my room. My bed. The fire hazard is my entire setup. And all the boxes of me still having to move some stuff. But for those of you that actually were curious what my setup looks like, it is this. The mixer right there, the mic just jutting into my face, my very much breaking down from a chair, and my monitor setup. And I did find the printing hat. Aside from that, it's not much. There's not much to make as big of a tour like I did originally. So there's that, but still, we've got a couple of things to just show off right here and there. That's where the laundry is. We have a very small bathroom inside there, but that's about it. Alright, I thought it would be more, but really it isn't. Ceiling fans, terrible cable management that I should probably just get to at some point, but those of you that were curious, here it is. And since it is too small to really make a video out of, let's segue into the Comcast story. Alright, hey everybody. The segue should be done and everything should sound nice and fancy now, so let's get into the Comcast story. I don't know if I have any visual aids for this, so editing me, hopefully you get something going. So it all started out before we actually moved out. We were given about, 3 weeks to make sure everything was set and done. We knew we were moving, but we didn't actually start preparation until about 3 weeks out before the move, so bad planning on our part, but we worked fairly well within our constraints. We saved up as much money as we could, we got everything signed up, and while we currently were with AT&T at the old house because the fiber option was available for us, over here we wanted to switch. AT&T hadn't exactly done anything bad by us, but we wanted something different. And we have had experience with Comcast that wasn't exactly negative, so it was okay. When we looked into where we could move into, this is one of the possible places that we could go to, and it was very promising, we looked into it. And surprisingly enough, when we looked at these places, they said it was majority Comcast places, but some places had AT&T. I started thinking that we probably could stick with AT&T, but when we looked at the deals they had here for data, AT&T actually had slower speeds available here, or not as much of an option here. So we said, fuck it, it's going to be Comcast, Xfinity. Moving day comes in, everything's set up, we're moving in, it's like a weekend sort of job to get everyone's things to wherever they have to be. Arrow and Kaz and the like actually moved into their own little place, not even far away from us. If I wanted to jump 2 fences, I'm at their place. We're on the other side, we're on opposite sides of the same block, so it's kind of hilarious how it sort of turned out. Their place is much more high-end and fancy looking, but it's not that big of a thing, actually. We live on opposite sides of the same block, and they pay about $300 more for their apartments, but there is like a 2-bedroom one in a much fancier looking place with their own reserved parking and a garage spot and like a warehouse sort of thing where they can put stuff in. Like, imagine a regular garage, but they have one for themselves, not for the cars, just anything they want. Arrow says he's going to probably set up a workshop where they can start doing some engineering stuff, maybe soldering some things, start working on that a bit, but who knows what he's going to do. But back to the story, and the AC turned on. Hopefully that doesn't hear too much in the video, but when we came here, we planned on a lot of things going our way. Funny enough, we just intended everything's going to go fine and dandy, nothing can go wrong. And so the 12th comes around, the 12th of May. The 12th of May comes around, and that's the day we're supposed to have a technician come in to look to get us. I got a text message. To look to get us set up and running for Comcast. The technician comes in. He's on time, actually, believe it or not. And he starts looking at stuff. We talked to him a bit. He's a pretty chill dude, but he takes out this little black box supposed to measure our Wi-Fi and our signal strength. It has upload speed, it has download speed, it picks up the Wi-Fi or whatever, the box shines up, but it doesn't lock on, as he says. He specifically says, quote, the box does not lock on. And because of that, he goes back to where our building has a bunch of the box cables for internet. He fiddles with it, he unscrews the faceplate for the wall outlets for the coax, and he sucks and says, it's very lax, or it's very taut. He can't pull it out to put something new on it. So he goes outside and he thinks we have to run a new cable. Because they cannot they cannot lay down a new cable around the outside because we actually have rocks. Sort of like in our pathway, there's sidewalk, there's grass for the lawn, but where there should be dirt, there's actually just a bunch of rocks. Sort of a decoration, sort of aesthetic thing, but I don't know why. It looks pretty nice, actually. Just for cable management stuff, it is apparently terrible. So he goes to another one of the buildings next to us, and he says we have to run a line from there to ours. And to do that, he's going to have to bore under 2 things of concrete. He says they can do it. He's going to get a team out here to do it. He scheduled it for 2 days after that day to get some things going on. This happened on, I believe, Tuesday, or May the 12th, actually. What day was May the 12th? I can make sure I get myself accurately. The 12th was on a Saturday. So he says he's going to have that done for us, or get that started. So we're like, awesome. Hopefully that'll work out. But apparently the board team would not come until about... Oh, wow. When I look at the timeline for everything, shit, that's a while. It wasn't until the Thursday, the 17th, that the board team came in. Actually, wait. Let me make sure I have... Oh, fuck. This is why you gotta make sure you have notes, people. If you ever want to make a video like these, make sure you have everything right down, have a script, and have some stuff going. Because right now, I'm realizing how much is the fault in a lot of things. I have some stuff right here from when we had to do that, but safe to say after that happened, we had someone came in that had to drill. I was here when he came in. I buzzed him in. He knocked on the door and he's like, "All right, yeah, I'm here to drill." I go outside. I show him what needs to be done, where the cable he can line it up. And he starts shoveling out starts taking out the lawn, and he starts drilling into the concrete. And then he sort of stops raw in shock, and he just says, "I need you to take a video of this." I don't know why, but he just says, "My drill cannot go through the concrete." He's dug under the concrete as much as he can through the lawn and tried drilling through it. And he tells me he needs me to take a video for him with his phone. His phone will not record anything. It was an iPhone, not the newest one, but the one before it, I believe. It had like a really terrible case on it too, but he just needed me to take a video for him on it. And his phone couldn't do it, so I had to take one. And I still have that video too. Hopefully I'll put it up inside this little segment right here.
Going?
And if you've seen it, he just pushes into it, he keeps drilling on it, but nothing happens. So he asked me to send it to him. And I cannot, because my phone apparently recorded that video as a 190 megabyte video that cannot be sent through text. So he struggles a bit with his phone. He's able to actually get it so that way his phone says, there's enough space now, and he can record the small video. So I record that for him. He sends it to his boss, and he says the exact words, I'm gonna have to get another drill. We're going to have to get a stronger drill or some more batteries so I can eventually get through it. I'm not following that much, but I say, okay, sure. And so he says to me, oh, come on, we'll come back later and get this done. He specifically said, like, he'll be back and they'll be hopefully getting it done by the end of today. I said, okay, great. I need to go to work, though, so I'll see you guys. And then, like, I asked him, do I need to be here? And he says, no, you're fine. We'll just get this done today. I said, thank you. I go off, I go to work, I come back at around 5 or 6, and I look, the lawn has been put back over it. You see, like, the patch of dead grass, sort of. but there's no line going into the building. I go inside and I look at the coax and everything. It hasn't been messed with. And the box still has no line jutting out of it as a new one. So the board team just up and left. They went to get something, whatever they needed, the new drill, and they never came back. Dark and I were kind of iffed about it, so we called and said, when are they supposed to be coming back? They said they had scheduled it for 2 days, I believe, after that. So I believe this happened on let's say this happened on Tuesday, the 15th, because I don't remember the time right now. I probably could actually, what am I talking about? I don't know. I could just look up the fucking... Remember, everyone, to look at the dates for everything. Let's see, I got the video right here on my phone. Details. They were here on the board team to actually drill. Yep, on the 17th of May. On the 17th, they actually got here to try and drill everything in. So, at this point, we said, shit. We can't do anything. So, we tried to find a loophole to try and get ourselves to have internet. We started this actually a little bit after the tech left. And we found out that in our neighborhood, there is an Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspot. For those that don't know, Xfinity router, they're apparently something, I don't know, magic they have, makes it so that way if you are an Xfinity customer, you can put in your login credentials for your account, and you'll be able to use the Wi-Fi just completely fine. Xfinity has a data cap of about 1 terabyte, and if you use the Wi-Fi, it will not count toward that data cap. So we said, that's great. We can use it. Our phones will let us tether that connection to the PC, so we technically have internet access, but it just is iffy. It's not exactly the best quality of internet because it's very slow and very sporadic from Wi-Fi, but it works out rather fine. During those times, I actually streamed a little bit on my tether thing. I put on the title. I'm just like, this is completely batshit crazy, but we're going to try it. And it worked out fairly okay. And then, I believe after the 17th, so the next day actually, I believe, we lost Wi-Fi access. Xfinity or whatever kicked us out, and it was telling us to buy the account, or buy a pass to be able to use the internet. We just kept on looking at that going, we have an account. We are paying for the internet, aren't we? So why do we have to buy a pass? We call up Xfinity, and we get a couple of people that give us different stories. Some saying, oh, that should be strange, we're going to try and fix it up for you. And other people saying the board team rescheduled the appointment for Friday, so the day after, for not Friday, Saturday, so 2 days later, apparently, they're going to be coming back. Sure, I said. But what about the Wi-Fi hotspot? We need internet, or we could really use internet. And we go back and forth with them, and they keep on saying, sorry, we can't do that. You'd have to buy it. It wasn't until one person pretty much mentioned that our account is actually not activated because the previous technician put a hold on the installation so that we weren't getting charged for a service that we don't have. But unfortunately, because of that, we did not have access to the Wi-Fi and therefore could not have internet regardless of anything. So we had to tell them, activate it so we can use Wi-Fi to get things done and not go back to stream and doing other stuff. And Dark can access his own stuff and everyone can have something to do here while things are going on. And so they settled us in. They gave us, I think, $20 credit as an apology to make sure that we can cover some things going about not having this whole thing going on. And we said, okay, board team comes in. Then Monday, technician comes in to reset or give us internet again, and we'll be fine. Come Saturday, the board team does not show up. I go to work, and the board team does not show up when I get back. Dark and I are starting to get very annoyed, and we call them up to see what's going on. And they say it's been rescheduled again for Sunday. And we called, I think, twice that day, specifically to try and get something straight. Or we got 2 different technicians or people on the other side to talk to. One of them said it was rescheduled for that day. Another one said they don't work on the weekends, which we found very, very strange because we were scheduled for those days. But, oh well, whatever. We couldn't really do anything. We were kind of powerless for that. They were very apologetic. They offered us some other stuff, I think. At this point, because our account had been activated and we had a while since the 12th of May, delay after delay for not getting our internet, it is at this point the 19th of May. So a full week after. So they offer us a month free of service because of everything going on. Very thankful, but we just want our internet. The 20th comes around. They do not come to do it. We call them again. It had been rescheduled for the 21st. We are actually angry now. Because to this point, we have not had internet. We have been delayed over and over and over with nothing to show of it aside from promises of sorry and credit to the account. Come the 21st, the board team was told to come in immediately. We had escalated the thing. We had a support ticket that was escalated 2 times and put into different people that we constantly were told, promise you, they will get it done before the technician comes in. They told that they're going to get a priority email at 8 a.m. or something, and they're going to try and come in. Come a noon or whatever, nothing happens. We were told that they tried to contact us, which they did not, and they just rescheduled it again. We know they tried to contact us apparently because on the admin system it said they tried to contact you. It was tried to contact Dark's phone specifically because he's the main account holder. And we know they had his account and number and everything because he had gotten text updates before over like the text nearby and they're on their way. They're almost there or they left. But this time they did not give us any text notification, so we saw something was up. After that, we call in to say what's going on, what's happening, how can this happen? And they're, again, very apologetic. So they cut the cost of installation in half to, basically, it's free almost. And after that, the tech comes in and we just sort of say, can you just leave us the router and the router modem combo, whatever, and we'll install it later because we don't want to reschedule again after the board team comes in. But the tech comes in and he asks about what's going on. We explain the situation for him and he tries out. He takes out his own little box and he plugs it into the wall and apparently as well he sees it won't lock into a signal. He walks out of the building for a bit to look for it is. We explain the story of like, here's the grass, how the board team tried to come in and nothing. Then he goes to our building's box and he starts fiddling with it. We don't know what's going on, so we're just sort of hanging back a bit. Then he comes back inside our house and our apartment and it works. After all of that, it worked originally just like that. Just something was loose. Yeah. So, I mean, after that, we got internet going up, and now I'm able to stream again and everything. Just after being delayed for, what? From the 12th to the 21st. A long time. What was that? 9 days or something like that? A little bit more than that, maybe. I don't do math well. But after being delayed that much, we have, in our account, 1 month free, the installation free, and I think about $40 credit toward the account for the next bill. So, technically net positive, but those days of not having internet and having to deal with Comcast over and over, that was terrible. That was just fucking terrible. We kept on getting bounced around over and over, people saying, sorry, you cannot do that, or sorry, we cannot do that, or sorry, I don't understand your problem is, but odds are you're wrong, so you can't do that. And it was very, very frustrating. Thankfully, now I can say it's all done, and I can start streaming again. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, but oh, man, we were livid for a while. I was livid. Dark was actually very calm and collected, and he was able to talk to the people like they're humans. Like, Dark and I have both worked in service, so we understand how it is. He was able to empathize with them more, and therefore made them much more open to a lot of things, and honestly, for all I know, thanks to him being so nice, they gave us much more than they probably could have or should have to try and compensate. Me, as I sort of joked, I'm ready to shank someone, but I handle stress and bad stuff very poorly, as some of you might know. So, that's the Comcast story. Nothing too grand or anything, but something that just really irked me and kind of I wanted to share as a reason for why the stream and everything was gone for a full week. If anyone was curious about why, just nothing showed up. So, thanks for listening. Hopefully I'll see you guys for whatever comes next. Disgaea has finished grinding so I can actually start recording that done, and we're now on track for Wednesday and Friday to start playing Sacred Stones again. But Saturday game is not actually voted yet. I gotta put that up on Discord. I'll get on that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.